Hi, guys. Welcome to Weekly Travel Updates. It's Melinda Fargas. I'm back from Las Vegas. I am ready and we're excited for the holidays. This weekend in downtown Mebane is hometown holidays. So, yes, I brought back holiday stuff and I'm excited for you to come down and check it out. We'll have Santa inside of our store, inside of Action Travel, from 3. Oh, I take that back. The festivities started from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m., but Santa will be in our store from 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. because he'll be at the tree lighting ceremony right around the corner first, and then he comes to our store. Come and have your child's picture made. Hey, come have your picture made with Santa. I sent lots of pictures to adults last year. I remember one set of sisters, and we made several pictures. No problem as long as there's not kids waiting. And there were times that there weren't kids waiting. So I had my picture made with the best Santa in the area also. If you message me, I'll tell you who that best Santa is. But he has been the Mebane Christmas Parade Santa and the Graham Christmas Parade Santa. And it's been several years since I've been to the Burlington Christmas Parade. So I'm not sure. He could be the Christmas Parade Santa for that parade as well. Speaking of parades, did you know we are just around the corner from the Mebane Christmas Parade, and we are one of 2 lighted Christmas parades in all of North Carolina. So don't miss it. Come down and find us. We are just a few blocks from where the parade takes off. So you know what? The people are lively and active and they're ready to roll. So come down and check it out. Well, today's my birthday, guys. I did put it up here. I have worked ever since I got back from Las Vegas, but oh my goodness, there is so many new things available to you, the traveler, to me, the agent. AI has taken this industry again into another field. But all of the airlines, cruise lines, tour companies, they all said, don't worry, travel agents or travel advisors. Your job will never be replaced because, unfortunately, AI just doesn't keep up with the pace and the changes in the industry. You need to depend on a professional travel agent for that. Remember, we are downtown Mebane, eager to serve you. And now I'm going to tell you what's going on this week. After just coming back from Vegas, from the Signature Travel Show, with lots and lots of opportunity, we are going to have some prizes in December. So don't miss a segment. I didn't have time this week to pull it together to start this show, but in the month of December, we will have prizes on Weekly Travel Updates. More than just the simple updates globally and what's going on that you should know about. Okay. Since noon today, there have been from noon until 4:30. Let me rephrase that. From noon until 4:30, there were over 900 earthquakes in Iceland. Between Friday and Saturday, there were more than 1,000. And those earthquakes were more significant than what we've seen in the last 24 hours. Not many over 3 points on the Richter scale. But when you get 1,000, I just encourage travelers who have got European travel plans in the next few weeks, Iceland travel plans, because there are people who are going in this time of year so that they can see the Northern Lights. Make sure that you have travel insurance, because when the last volcano erupted, there were more than 2,000 flights displaced, and that was per day. We don't realize how connected or interconnected we are, but Reykjavik has a lot of European connections. Iceland Air being the best, but still it's out there and it's going to affect us. And if you are traveling and you don't have travel insurance, make sure you get it before this is a quote and unquote known travel advisory. Now, there is a new global travel advisory out for all of us. If you are in the Middle East, you are urged to leave right away. It is about 11 countries, and it is going to include everything from Morocco through, well, Morocco, Egypt, Israel. Oh, I knew I should have written these down. Anything along the borders. The borders have opened, and they put a list down each evening of who is going to be able to cross the border tomorrow if you're trying to leave Israel. I was listening on the news shortly ago about a nurse who didn't find out until late last night that she was going to leave today. And she left today with her family members there. We had an opportunity during the show to sit down and talk to the hoteliers that flew to Las Vegas from Israel, left their points of safety to come and try to secure business from U.S. travel agents. Signature is a luxury travel show, so it did afford us very nice places and hotels that we've used in the past, like the King David. They're very concerned. It is heightened higher than it has ever been in their history. And, but they seemed very determined to get rid of Hamas, and whatever that takes, it will take. Okay. I kind of went sideways and I lost some people who were watching, but okay. I did say if you're headed to Europe, that now make sure you have this travel insurance. Speaking of travel insurance, at the show, one of the most dynamic things that came out of it for the average traveler is annual travel insurance that's affordable. For $540 per year, two of you can be covered for anywhere you travel outside of 100 miles from your home. And every time you travel 100 miles or more, it starts as a new trip. So all the benefits of the travel insurance start over. It's $50,000 worth of medical. It's $750 for a flight cancellation. Listen, if you had to claim one time a flight that was canceled or delayed that you used this insurance for, it would more than pay for itself. Reach out to me. It's an annual travel policy. It covers up to $3,000 worth of cancellation per person. So unless your trip is more than $6,000 per couple, it's going to cover everything. Reach out to me or Whitney. We are anxious to tell you about it. Okay. It's holiday season. There are lots of travelers. There's lots of parents who are traveling that time where they put their child on a flight and it's gate to gate. The child's flying without parents or without a guardian. It is a service available. We see it mostly during the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas. And when parents are separated for a long time, they will fly the child back and forth and stay in a hotel while they spend time with the other parent or whatever. Now this service has, it has strengths and weaknesses. The strengths are there's higher level security. The weaknesses are you have to tell your child not to get off the plane before the supervised person comes to get them. Because recently on a Southwest flight, an 11-year-old was found in the hallway by his parents. And thankfully, his parents found him. But, they saw it as a much different scenario that they had paid for this service of getting their child, somebody leaving them at the gate and signing them over to an airline. And then they're supposed to be the responsibility of the airline until they sign them back over to another parent that's been predisposed prior to the flight. So if you need anything like that, let us know. It's the little things like that that you have a challenge doing online. And again, we're one of the only agencies left in the whole middle of the state who still does airline tickets in-house. When I book you a round trip on Delta from Raleigh to New York, I have control of that. If there is a flight delay, a weather delay, rather than you having to get on the phone with Delta directly, or heaven forbid you did it on Expedia, where hold times are always 15 to 20 minutes. And if there are schedule changes, I have been on hold with Expedia in excess of 3 hours for a customer before. And it was after the pandemic. It's just, that's when they do that volume of business and there are no agents to work the schedule changes. It's all supposed to be done by a computer, and a computer does not know or doesn't often read that you're going to get into Dallas at 3:05 and the connecting flight that you were on left at 3:10, and all that they corrected was the first flight. So now you're getting there too late for the second flight. Computers they haven't perfected that yet. So deal with somebody that you know, like, and trust. Ta-da! That would be me, Rochelle, Whitney. Any of us would be happy to help you. Okay, on with the news. Good news for passports. It is 7 to 10 weeks for regular processing time. Guys, that is down from 14 to 16 weeks. So that's good news. And the next good news is that if you have to process it urgently, it is only 3 to 5 weeks for an urgent passport process at the moment. Don't wait until everybody talks over Christmas and makes their plans for next summer and says, we all got to get a passport, because right after the first of the year, passports are always in backup. If you have plans for next year, I would suggest you go on and start it now. Plus, you're guaranteed these prices. And if passports and travel continues at this pace, one of the speakers in Las Vegas suggested our costs will increase as well. It's what the market will bear. So if you need to get a passport renewed, go on and do it. All right. Do you know that not so good for travelers were a couple, and they were arrested, detained, because the guy had on camo shorts and a camo backpack? If you don't have a good travel agent who tells you about these things, or if you don't research it fully enough for yourself before you travel in the Caribbean, Cambodia, China, Japan, I mean, anywhere from like the DR, Jamaica, Costa Rica, the Bahamas even, none of these places allow camo. Why? Because the people who are in their country causing problems, that's what they wear. And there are literal laws against it. Now, this couple had a so-so story. They were on a cruise ship and the police were called, detained them, but then took them to their cruise line and let them go. The cruise line said, which was Royal Caribbean, said this was certainly not usual, and that they were very blessed that they got out of there with nothing more than a warning. So study. If you don't use a great travel agent, study places before you go. A knowledgeable traveler has a much better time. You are just more prepared. Okay. I told you about the warning for global travelers has been increased. Okay. So one of the joys at the travel convention is to just reconnect with other agents, travel advisors that you've known for decades. And there's a little group of us who have been in the business over 30 years, and we all get together. I hope that somebody sends me a picture that they took. There is now about 45 of us left who showed up at the convention, but it is really cool because you just get called out for your experience in the industry. We're using that experience, and we are in this process now to intern some, usually ladies, but one of my best agents ever was a guy, Kevin Caldwell. My second best guy agent was my son, Trey Fergus. So I would share, if you know somebody who has an interest in this industry, reach out to us. We don't do this often. It's just a lot of work to train somebody. But we're at the place where we need to grow, and I won't put somebody out to the public for you to work with unless they are a certified action travel agent, which requires a lot of training between now and the first of the year when our business truly does explode. So reach out to us. I'd be happy to talk to you. Send me a resume. You can call us at this number right here. One of the things that I put on the tickler was something I really, really want to do. I saw, all right, so it's a 7-day trip, but we would make it a little bit longer, but it's a 7-day trip, round trip to Edinburgh, Scotland, and it's entirely on train. So unlike 90% of the Scotland, Ireland trips who are escorted and you're on a bus, and at least every other day you have to pack up and get on a coach and go somewhere else. This is all by train. I mean, think about it like getting on a cruise ship and seeing all these wonderful places and packing and unpacking once. That's what this train is like. It's the Belmond train, Belmond. And Belmond also owns the Orient Express. And the Orient Express, I sat for 45 minutes listening to Belmond's presentation. The Orient Express, they are still acquiring rail cars that are in the 20s and 30s era and revamping them because there is so much increased interest in rail travel. Besides rail enthusiasts, I mean, just in general, like Amtrak is doing, what do they call it? It's like an overnight, it's an overnight trip. So like you could go from Philadelphia into New York for $10. It's a train that leaves after 7 p.m. and arrives before 7 a.m. So it's like the off-peak hours. Amtrak is doing this sale, and it's good in lots of places. Now, Amtrak does not travel departing from North Carolina, or we don't depart anywhere in the middle of the night, really. So there aren't really any great fares for us, but from Washington to D.C. into New York City, it's $15 each way. Now, that's doable. And to get up there and not have a car and be able to go right to where you need to be, that's a plus. Okay, guys. Well, I have been here long enough. I thank you, the many of you who reached out to me for my birthday. You make me feel so special. And my friends on Facebook and LinkedIn, good gracious, thank you. It was a wonderful trip. I apologize that I did not pull it off to do a Facebook Live or a live from Las Vegas. But it seemed like once I got there, I just hit the ground running. And when I got home, I slept and slept and slept. But it was wonderful. I can't wait to tell you more about it. I will be dropping all kinds of gems. If you need that very unique gift for your bride or your husband or one of your kids, because nobody needs more stuff, reach out to me. There are new or not new. There are groups of hotels that are boutique brand hotels, and rental properties that are now available through your favorite travel agent. And you get extra perks just because I went to this convention, like free breakfast at any of the properties. Well, think about getting free breakfast in Montreal, where the breakfast is $49 a person. But if you let me book it for you, then you get that $100 for you and your traveling companion included just because. Well, reach out to us. We're happy to help. We'd love to help you. And we want to help you get more in 24. That is my theme, my personal theme, and my business theme. More in 24. Who wants to go to Alaska August 7th? Reach out to me because I'm getting ready to do a Black Friday deal only for the ones who know. Oh, speaking of Black Friday, let me just tell you. Instant message me if you want a list of the Black Friday deals. I dropped it on LinkedIn today. But it is a list, and I will be refreshing it on our website, which is actiontravelinc.com. So look out for Black Friday deals. There will be a tab, or I may put it on the front page for a couple of weeks. All right. Ciao, guys. It's nice to be home, but come down and see us this weekend for Hometown Holidays. Come get some of these very unique Disney gifts. I'm going to have behind Santa. It's going to have some stocking stuffers for moms. So if you're looking for that special little stocking stuffer, I will have all kinds of stuff for you to choose from this weekend. We're at Action Travel and Clay Street Antiques and Treasures, which is at 121A West Clay Street in downtown Mebane. Looking forward to seeing you. And remember, without a travel agent, you're on your own. Ciao.